So this is part 2 of my adrenal disease video. I'm going to go into detail about the supplements I added to my regimen, as well as some updates about my fibroid and my hormone levels and what I plan to do next. So I went in to get my blood tested a little earlier than expected. Something was stealing my energy and I needed to go make sure my hormones weren't falling again for whatever reason. And during that same week, I was being really bad. I have moments of weakness, and I had actually been eating a lot of pastries. And pastries, like grains in general, I had to avoid, not because of my adrenal issues, but because they flared up my IBD symptoms. So after about day 3 of eating pastries, I should have been into a flare, but I wasn't. And I joked with my significant other. I said, I'm going to keep eating these to see what happens because I'm not sure why I haven't gone into a flare yet, but let's test this because who knows? I needed to be sure. I'm very curious like that. So I kept eating them, and it had been about a week at that point when I finally had my blood work back from the clinic, and to my surprise, my cortisol was actually in normal range. So I thought about it for a little bit, and I realized that it was likely the milk thistle that I'd been taking that was stealing my energy. Now, milk thistle is often recommended for liver support when you're taking other supplements to regulate hormones, and I've had problems with supplements that do similar things to milk thistle. So after I thought about what I was feeling a little more, it became pretty obvious that the milk thistle was the problem. So I actually cut that in half. I was taking about 1,000 milligrams in a divided dose, but I've cut that to 500 milligrams. So I don't seem to be feeling tired anymore, so I'm pretty sure that was it. For the supplement, I believe that is putting my cortisol back into normal range. That would be the pregnenolone. This is a hormone precursor. So within your body, your liver will convert cholesterol into pregnenolone, and then from there it will convert it into all of our different endocrine hormones that we need. So this is likely the reason why my cortisol levels are back in normal range. Unfortunately, I'm not miraculously cured of the condition, and if I stopped taking these, I suspect my levels would droop a little bit. However, this newfound freedom with eating whatever I want, I've really missed pastries. I've really missed eating like a normal person. I'm going to use this for at least another month or two before I try discontinuing it to see what happens, because I'm really, really enjoying myself. So the next supplement is n-acetylglucosamine. So this is likely why I've been able to eat all of these pastries without a problem. So it's a two-part thing. Yes, your cortisol controls your inflammatory response. However, people with inflammatory bowel disease, they don't produce enough mucus in their intestines to protect the delicate intestinal tissue. And acetylglucosamine here basically causes you to produce a bunch more mucus, and not just in your intestines. Originally, I had planned on taking a 4,200 milligram dose. However, even at 2,800 milligrams, I was producing a lot of phlegm, and from there, I only started taking that every other day because I was just getting tired of coughing up so much phlegm. I've continued eating all these pastries. I even had pizza for dinner last night, and that's the first time in over a year. And I'm still doing good. I've cut this back to even lower. I'm taking about 700 milligrams every other morning, and it's still working. I can feel it that, like, within 20-30 minutes of taking it, I can start feeling the mucus production build up, so that's how I know it's enough. And I'm not getting a flare. So it's great stuff. There are other compounds that will increase mucus production. N-acetylglucosamine, however, is ideal for people with inflammatory bowel disease because it doesn't break down into a sulfur compound. It breaks down into an acetic acid compound. That is important because a lot of people with inflammatory bowel disease have genetic mutations that make it very difficult for them to excrete sulfur compounds from the body. So you gotta take these things into consideration. So that's why N-acetylglucosamine is being used instead of another amino acid that will give you the same effect. The DIM, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this because I can't, but what it does is it helps our liver metabolize estrogens. So this is specifically for the fibroid. And generally women say it takes about 3 months to see full results. I've been taking this for almost 2. The fibroid has reduced in size. I noticed about a month in, it looked smaller, and a few weeks later, my significant other commented that it definitely looked smaller than it was. However, given the size, I don't think it's going to be completely gone in another month. So I have actually increased the dosage on this from 200 milligrams to 400 a day. And hopefully that'll help speed things up. The safe limit on this one is 600 milligrams. Beyond that, it hasn't been well studied, and that's when you start having side effects, and some of them are not pleasant. So I don't think I will go much beyond that, even if it doesn't give me full results. I'm not going to go past 400 milligrams. So those were the 3 other supplements, and as it stands now, my hormones are in normal ranges, and I'm freely eating whatever I want without having IBD flare-ups. This is really miraculous. However, it's not the end of the road. As I said, I'm pretty sure if I stopped taking all of these things, my hormone levels would droop, and I'd probably start having IBD symptoms again if I didn't go back to my safety diet. So at this point, I'm going to stay on them for a couple months because it is exhausting to live like this and have to watch and pay attention to every little thing that enters your body or you get put on, like lotion-wise and shampoos. It's exhausting. So I'm going to enjoy the next 2 months, and then I will take a break and see what happens to my hormones, and I will make a video number 3.